Good afternoon, class. Today I will be talking about how physical and spiritual love is portrayed through art and the different ways that it is portrayed. Love in art has many different expressions, many different poses, as well as it is portrayed differently by every single artist. For example, if an artist wants to portray physical and spiritual love, they might sculpt um, two beings embracing each other and um, sharing something even as like small as a kiss or a hug or a simple touch. Um, the art pieces that I will be talking about today captured my attention because the artists were able to capture the attention between two humans through art almost perfectly. The first piece that we'll be talking about today is The Kiss. Um, at first glance, the one thing that one might notice is that the beings that are sculpted are naked. Some people might even find it erotic to a certain point. Now, for the planning to picking the materials to actually putting the materials together and forming these two beings embracing each other in a very vulnerable state. For this art piece, it seems as if the idea of sculpture in the round was put into place. Essentially, what this means is that the viewer can move around the sculpture and can be able to see it from all sides, which I actually have an example in the next slide, which I will be showing you in just a second. This also gives the sculpture more power as it involves us both physically and emotionally in the scene that it shows. And from what I've learned, the sculpture was created through the process of carving, from the chipping on a bed of rock where the sculpted beings rest to the textures of the hair of the sculptures. I think it is pretty clear to me that this piece was created through this process of carving. Carving is the subtractive process in which the material, whether wood or stone, is being chipped or hammered away from the inert raw block of material. And here is an example of what I think these three pictures show the sculpture in the round idea pretty well. You can, if you were in person and you were to walk around it, you will be able to see, you wouldn't be able to see it from any angle. The next piece that I will be talking about is The Seduction of Yusuf. At first glance, what I see when I lay eyes on this artwork is the two people illustrated right here. It seems as if one character is begging the other not to leave. The palace is depicted as a labyrinth in its complexity, which might be meant to show the war between feelings and emotions that they each face. When I see this artwork, I see so many shapes and straight lines. The colors of this artwork are not exactly what I would consider vivid. They are, however, a pretty large variety of more dull toned hues. For the shapes, the one that I see a very large amount of is squares, from the doors to the floor to the walls. Even the entire painting takes place in a very square building. However, the white color and the placement of certain lines, such as the ones in the stairs, make this painting come to life by giving it more of a pop-out feel to it. So the linear perspective helps um, create an illusion of this two-dimensional painting. The texture of this artwork looks pretty plain, and I would think that it was created using oil painting. And the last piece that I will be talking about today is an allegory with Venus and Cupid. At first glance, this artwork has so many different colors, from very light colors to very solid, darker tones. However, the color that really struck with me with its presence was the beautiful use of the hues of blue used to portray what looks like a bright blue silk color cover right here. Half of the beings in this artwork are illustrated covering up, while the rest are simply just nude. The illustration has two of the beings engaging in what looks a bit intimate. The use of the darker black tones used for the background make this piece pop out so much more. I would definitely say that this was created with the use of oil painting. The striking use of the color blue is probably my favorite color used in this artwork. It makes the painting come to life. It also instantly draws your attention. Virtually since its inception, oil painting's expressive potential has been recognized as fundamental to its power. In this artwork, I can definitely see that. The use of the hues to bring everything to life, from the mix to create the skin to the different textures portrayed through the entire painting, all seem to have been a possibility thanks to this art medium. Now, just to recap everything, each of these artworks show some sort of embrace or emotion shown between two beings. Physical and spiritual love is portrayed differently, not only by every single artist, but also by every single culture. I think it is safe to say, for example, that Greek sculptures showing love definitely have a certain Greek signature to it. For the kiss, the interaction between the two beings sculpted seems very light. However, it also seems very intimate. They're portraying a state of vulnerability, but they also seem to show an even deeper connection than what one might assume. Physical and spiritual love have been portrayed differently throughout time, and the illustrations show different ways that a connection may be shown between beings through different art styles, different hues, from light to darker ones, and different poses and perspectives. And that'll be all from me. Thank you so much for watching this.